What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. And tonight, we ain't talking gossip. We talking about truth. Real life, real cycles, real consequences we keep passing down. Lil Scrappy told a story that hit me different. Not because it was wild, but because it was too real. He said when he was 14, his mama hired strippers for his birthday party. 14 years old, not a man, a boy. And she stood on that. No apology, no reflection. Like it was just another day in the hood.
What's she doing?
I think I was 14 or something like that, and she, so I had a full-blown party, and we in the hood, like, full-blown, everybody came, because they, you know, we popular in the hood, you know what I mean? So look, she had the whole, so, hold on.
Okay, go ahead, you tell me.
Man, mama said, hey, come on, let's get it started.
Blew the whistle?
Boom.
Put the girls out? How about they went and got their parents?
Yeah, because we had,
the little girls.
Now
the young teenagers.
My mama had strippers in them.
Yeah.
For my 14th birthday.
Y'all the school girls brought the real ladies in, the grown women.
Yeah, the grown women. And everybody came back to the door. All the mamas came back like, hold on.
Come get me. I stood my ground 10 toes down.
She was like, yeah, this my house though.
It's my house. We're going to my house.
Bro, I wasn't even looking for nothing like that, bro. I was sitting there like the whole time like strippers. I'm like, cause this is like, when I look back,
Chuck E. Cheese.
No, look though, bro. I look back at it though. That was traumatized. That was traumatized.
After therapy.
After therapy, money.
Now wait a minute, therapy.
Yeah, trauma like.
Most 14-year-olds is getting bikes or something for their birthday. No, you giving this nigga bitches.
Nothing against the LGBT community, but I just wanted him to chase pussy, then told the purse. That's all I'm saying.
Now, Scrappy ain't blaming her. He just telling his truth. And he said it himself. That traumatized me. And that right there, that's the whole problem. Because we've been raising trauma and calling it culture. This story ain't just about Scrappy. This is about how we living right now. The grandmama and the granddaughter in the same club, passing the blunt, recording each other for TikTok. The father and the son riding around looking for their ops, posting guns like it's a family tradition. And everybody watching like it's normal. See, we laugh at that type of stuff online. That's the same energy that raised Scrappy. A generation that mistook exposure for education. That confused being grown with being wise. His mama said she did it because she didn't want him holding a purse. Like exposing a child to sex will make him straight or gay. That's not love, that's confusion. And that confusion becomes culture when nobody calls it out. Therapy made Scrappy see it differently. That's what he said, and that's the key word, differently. Sometimes you don't even realize you've been hurt till you hear your own words out loud. Therapy does that. Reflection does that. But here's the hard part. His mama still thinks she's right. And that's why so many of us are stuck. Because we come from a generation that believes if it didn't kill you, it made you stronger. When in reality, it just made you numb. Let's call it what it is. We got a culture where too many parents want to be their child friend instead of their mama or daddy. They want to party with them, not prepare them. Worry more about being cool than being responsible. You got grandmothers wearing the same wig as their granddaughter, in the same club, same drink, same song. And then they wonder why the youth don't have any boundaries. You got daddies who want to be the OG instead of the role model. But that ain't love. That's a legacy of destruction. Scrappy's story is a warning, not just a memory, a warning about what happens when you raise kids in chaos and call it a culture. When you turn your child into content. When you pass down trauma instead of wisdom. And the craziest part is his mama thinks she's still right. She laughed it off, defended it, like his trauma was a badge of honor. And that's why so many of us never heal, because our parents never apologized. Scrappy said he had to go to therapy to understand it, to see how much that party influenced him. And that's what manhood really looks like. Accountability and awareness. He ain't bragging, he's reflecting. But let's talk about the bigger picture, because this ain't just about the strippers. It's about structure. It's about the breakdown of the family. The generations before us didn't know better, but we do. And if we still making the same mistakes, that's not tradition, that's negligence. We gotta stop celebrating trauma like it's toughness. Stop clapping for chaos like it's a culture. Everybody wanna be real, but real ain't always right. So yeah, I respect Scrappy for telling his truth. But the bigger story is how many other Scrappies out there that never saw a therapist. Boys who got sexualized too early. Girls who got validation too early. Kids who grew up raising their parents. Every generation we call it keeping it real. But we ain't keeping it real. We keeping it recycled. Recycled pain, recycled hurt, and recycled chaos. And until we start calling it out, we're gonna keep repeating it. Therapy ain't weakness, it's maintenance. It's how you clean out the hurt you didn't know you was holding. Scrappy just proved that. But that lesson ain't just about him, it's about us. Because if we don't reflect, we raise reflections of our damage. And that's what you see online every day. A generation of trauma with phones in their hand. Everything's entertainment now, even the pain. And here's the part that hurts. His mama ain't alone. There's a million Momma Dees out there doing the same thing in different ways, saying, I did what I had to do, when sometimes that's exactly the problem. So let's call the moment what it is, a wake-up call. Not just for Scrappy, but for us. If you raise a child in chaos, you teach them to find comfort in it. And when they grow up broken, you can't blame society. You gotta blame the silence, the excuses, the pride, because somebody always knew better. They just didn't want to admit they were wrong. So here's my message. We gotta start unlearning. We gotta start unteaching. And we gotta start healing, because the next generation is watching, and not just watching, they recording. The cycle breaks when somebody stands up and says, nah, this ain't normal. Scrappy did that. Now it's our turn. Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.